Hi, and welcome to Pastors Only. Today we're going to talk about competition in ministry. I have seen over 28 years how pastors go across the world, across the sea, to preach a sermon, but won't go across the street to listen to one. They're always willing to tell you what they preached about, but they don't want to hear what you preached about. It's interesting how we compete for positions, how we compete for best churches, how we compete for members sometimes, how we compete for prominence, how we compete for the fact that who follows us or who preaches better or who does better or who's more effective. And life is too short to spend it competing to people in your own team. Imagine if you play for a team and you're not only competing with the other team, but you're competing with the people in your team. How discouraging is that? In the Christmas story, for example, I've been doing a series this whole week. If you want to watch it, it's in my YouTube channel. This whole week I've been doing a series about characters of Christmas, and it was interesting to me, this relationship between Mary and Elizabeth and how God chose Mary for Jesus and Elizabeth for John. It's interesting. It should have been the opposite way, because Elizabeth had more experience. Elizabeth had a husband that was working at the church. She was in turn, she was the one in turn for the blessing, not this young whippersnapper, Mary, who's not even married, this teenager with no experience. You're going to choose the savior of the world to her, but yet she celebrated. So let me tell you three things we can do in 2021 to celebrate other people instead of competing with them. Number one, celebrate. Post on other people's wall. It's interesting. I see it sometimes in pastors groups, and I see it in social media. We always want to promote our stuff, and that's natural. I'm not saying that you have some ill intent, but we always want to talk about ourselves, but we never like or comment on other people's stuff. So I want you to get in the habit of celebrating. Celebrate. When you see somebody online, somebody had a quote, don't think, man, I wish I had said that. Celebrate that quote. Retweet it. Tell somebody about it. Quote that person. Number one, celebrate. Number two, celebrate regularly. Get into the habit of celebrating other people. Except for one exception, the world is composed of other people. The world is not composed of you. Celebrate regularly. Every day. Get up in the morning thinking, okay, who can I affirm today? I regularly, I'm not putting myself as an example, but I suffer from this as much as anybody else. Like, I'm an author. When somebody comes a book, I'm like, man, is he getting into my market? But I retweet other people's books. I do it because this is number three. Celebrate other people regularly, and celebrate other people that you think don't deserve it. That's key. This is what Elizabeth did. She celebrated. It's like, I'm so happy. And Mary celebrated, Elizabeth celebrated, and they became really good friends, even though if you think about it, she deserved Jesus instead of Mary. Celebrate people that don't deserve it, who haven't put in their time, who are too young, who you were bypassed over for. Celebrate other authors, celebrate other singers, celebrate other pastors, retweet other people's sermons, other people's quotes, other people's ideas. Right? This is not you. We have this thought that if we do that at the detriment of our own success. False. The word for 2021 is collaboration and not competition. May it be so with you. I'm committed to it. I want you to be committed to it. This has been, for Pastors Only, celebration and not competition.